Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Please consider subscribing to my channel. And today I wanted to talk to you about two other fragrances from Lancome, and this is their new line that is supposed to enhance our feelings, make us feel better or happier. And I have already made a video about this, about the first fragrance, which is the green one, which is called Off Now, which is supposed to help us to get, to disconnect and to connect to the nature instead. And I have already put this video out, and I also discussed the fragrances that are supposed to enhance our feelings, and that it's not a new concept. It's not like Lancome had invented it. So now they actually came out with three fragrances from this line, and at the moment when I was filming this video, the first one, I didn't have samples of the other two fragrances that are in the collection, and now I do have them. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about briefly other two fragrances. Now I'm wearing my glasses that I usually don't do because I just forgot to put my lenses, and I put on mascara, and I didn't want to make I didn't want to take off the mascara to put the lenses, because I was supposed to like take off the whole makeup. So I thought like, oh my gosh, I'm just gonna put my glasses on, that's gonna be it. So we have two fragrances in here, and the yellow one and the pink one, and I'm gonna call them yellow one and pink one, although both of them, they have the names obviously. So the yellow one is called Oh Zenith, and the pink one is Over the Top. But for the sake of not, confusing ourselves, I'm gonna tell you the yellow one and the pink one. And the whole collection is obviously is composed of three fragrances. And I'm gonna leave the link down below in the description box for the first video and for the green fragrance. So because I'm not a huge believer in these fragrances that are supposed to make us feel a certain way, because the fragrances already make us feel a certain way. When we put on the fragrance that we like, we certainly feel it. We certainly feel that we are a bit more happy, that we are a bit more energized, that we are a bit more like we feel like we can do whatever we want to do. We feel empowered. And when we don't have a fragrance that we like, we feel irritated, we feel like that we just want to get rid of it. We might feel a bit down, a bit depressed because of the scent we don't like. So it's an array of feeling that is like imposed on us by a fragrance. So these fragrances are supposed to help us to feel the certain way. Now, again, I'm not a huge believer in this, so I'm just gonna talk about these fragrances as fragrances, not as fragrances that enhance how we feel. We're gonna start with the yellow one. It's Oh Zenith. So the yellow one is probably the fragrance that will be liked by the most people. And it is also, from the three fragrances, it's also the most like trivial. It's the most common, it's most normal, it's most like widely available in other brands, because it's all about white flowers, tropical white flowers. It smells like suntan lotion. It smells like the time at the beach that you would spend, and you just put the suntan lotion on yourself, and you might eat some cocoa, some tropical drinks, and it's gonna be this kind of scent. So we have fruity notes, we have jasmine, white flowers, and manoi oil. So it's your typical beachy vibe scent. So think of Mugler Goddess. Think of Monoi by Yves Rocher, or Guerlain Terracotta. It's along those lines. I mean, I'm not saying this is the same fragrance. I'm not saying it is. I mean, I don't have this sample anymore because this is the fragrance. I have to tell you, this is out of the three. It's my least favorite, and it's also my most favorite. I'm just gonna explain you why. My least favorite is because it's the least impressive, it's the least interesting, because it's more common, more trivial. But then it's more loved by myself because it's more it's easier to wear. It's, you don't really have to think about this fragrance. It is the fragrance that goes very well with summer, and not only in summer, but when it's summer it's just perfect. So it's more banal, but it's also the most useful for, like, that I would get more usage of it. And should I get a fragrance out of the whole bunch, um I would probably opt for a green one or the yellow one, and probably for the yellow one a bit more because I just love this kind of scents. The green one is fantastic, it's very beautiful, it's very me. It's zesty and it's green, it's unisex and fresh. But then I do have a lot of this kind of fragrances, and the yellow one is the fragrance that I do have a lot of those, but I use it all the time because I love this kind of beachy vibe fragrances, especially in summer. So the yellow one is beautiful. The Venice one is beautiful. It's what you would expect. It's white flower. It's tropical. It's surprisingly very long lasting on my skin. I mean, to be this kind of fragrance, I I can tell you, like, honestly, 4 to 5 hours of wear of this fragrance, it is very good for this kind of fragrance. Because, for instance, Mugler fragrance, the goddess one, it's not all that, long lasting on me. And also Estee Lauder one, the bronze goddess, it is along those lines as well. This kind of fragrance, it's not as long lasting this one, and this one is quite long lasting on me. So yeah, I loved the yellow one. It's nothing special, but it also, probably it's gonna be, out of the three, it's gonna be the best seller of the bunch. And then the red one. The red one is over the top, and I do have it here, and I do still have a sample of the red one. So I do have a package of the sample, and the sample is somewhere here. So this is the sample of the green one. Is it? Let me see a moment. No, this. Yes, it's the red one, and the green one is somewhere here. Anyway, this one has very strange notes, unusual notes. So it has the tomato leaf, green notes, fruity notes, jasmine, and woody notes. We have a fragrance that is supposed to make us feel energized and stimulated, as opposed to the Venice one, the yellow one, that is supposed to make us feel happiness. And it's a happy fragrance, but it is a happy fragrance for me because I love this kind of fragrances, and I associate summer and uh, water, like ocean or sea, with the happy time. So for me, this is the happy fragrance, not because Lancome says that it's a happy fragrance, but because for me this is the happy time. So this one is supposed to make us energized and stimulated. I have to tell you that out of the three is my least favorite. Now, it has tomato leaf accord, which is very interesting. It's very particular. I do love it when it comes to realistic, real tomato leaf. I do love it. It's beautiful. But then I'm not sure that I want to smell like a tomato leaf. Now, if you are a fan of tomato leaf, if you want a fragrance that smells like a tomato leaf, I would suggest you, if there's the shop that sells like old vintage fragrances, search for the fragrance from Yves Saint Laurent, which was called Vice Versa. It had a tomato leaf. It had a beautiful bottle. I do still remember this fragrance in stores. I never owned it. I had a little sample of it, but the bottle was fantastic. It's beautiful. It had a very distinct tomato leaf in it. Now, it's definitely a green fragrance. It's a beautiful fragrance, but it's not a fragrance that makes me feel like I'm energized. It's more like it takes me to this relaxing time when I'm somewhere in nature, maybe some kind of cottage, some kind of um village cottage situation. I'm in the house in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of green nature, and then I have an orchard somewhere, and I can feel this tomato leaf, because the tomato leaf is the smell that you can amplify if you just put it in between your fingers, and you just try to to kind of massage this leaf in between your fingers. You just strike it a little bit like that, and then you can feel it. It's very beautiful. It's nice scent, but then it doesn't energize me, not necessarily. It just reminds me of of beauty of being outside, beauty of being outside on somewhere where you're surrounded by green nature and plants and vegetables and vegetation in general. So anyway, so it's not definitely a thing that will gonna energize me. um, but the scent isn't bad. What bothers me is that sometimes, at times, it kind of goes a little bit medicinal on me, and I don't know what it is. I don't know why is that, but it goes into medicinal, and also it goes like a little bit Baccarat Rouge, just a little bit, just a little thing, and then it goes back to tomato. It does seem like it's a tomato. So yeah, it's a strange fragrance. It's not a bad fragrance. It's just that for me, it's not a fragrance that I would use. I have a sample. I will use the sample because of how strange and weird this fragrance is. But I'm definitely not craving a bottle of this fragrance because it's going to be too much for me. But yeah, so this whole line isn't it's not a fail. It's actually a nicely made fragrance launch. It's just that I do think that it's gonna be a little bit, a lot of actually people that are gonna be skeptical about the whole concept that the fragrances are supposed to make us feel a certain way. So it's gonna be someone, I'm sure of it, that's gonna be skeptical about that, and they're gonna say, well, it doesn't work. So, I mean, yeah, not a bad launch, not at all. And I just suggest you, if you're as skeptical as I am, or as you are as not, you don't really feel that the fragrance can touch you in the way it's supposed to touch people. I mean, tomatoes, they don't really energize myself. So I just suggest you to look at these fragrances just as just as normal fragrances. Don't pay attention to what Lancome is saying, that how you're supposed to feel yourself. And longevity wise, these fragrance, this over the top, it isn't over the top fragrance. It's the least projecting. Well, it doesn't really project. It just doesn't project almost nothing. The projection is almost non-existent, and it also quite weak. It's quite a weak fragrance. So out of the three, it has the weakest performance. um and for me it's a fail because the performance is the weakest. The notes, they are kind of cute, they're kind of interesting, but they are not usable for me. So for me, this is not a fragrance that I would even consider, even remotely consider as a fragrance purchase. So but if you like it, go ahead and get yourself some tomato. And yeah, So do tell me, what do you think about the two fragrances, this Zenith and Over the Top? Oh, here it is, here it is. I have found this is the one and this is the other. So this is the Over the Top and this is the green one. And yeah, Over the Top is actually, it's fun. It's a fun fragrance, but I don't really like to have fragrances for the sake of fun. I like to have fragrances and use them, and tomato is definitely not a one that I would be using. Yeah, so do let me know, please, what you think of them, and if you have tried them already, maybe you have bought them already. And I wish you a beautiful day, and I will see you next time on Sunday. Bye.